What?
We're gonna get started here in a minute or so. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen with you. Tell you what I would like to do today. I would like to actually kind of practice some problems today that I've actually given you in your packet. And so I think what I'd like you to do is, can you create a Google document kind of off to one side? You're going to do a kind of a split screen. And I'm actually going to share one of the problems with you. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to time us for 25 minutes. So I don't want you to look at the problem yet, but I would like you to have one Google document kind of open that you're going to be typing on. And I'd like to give you about 25 minutes, at most 28 minutes, that you can kind of type on it. If you've already, some of you might not like the whole typing and stuff. I really strongly recommend that you do that. But if you know that that's just something you're not going to have any success at, then okay. Then get yourself a piece of paper now. Go get yourself a piece of paper. Might be good to have that anyway, whether you're in type or not. That way you can draw stuff maybe. And that way you can also practice taking a picture of it and seeing how much time it takes you to take a picture. Make sure it's nice and clear and uploading onto your computer, right? Because that's something else that you need to know before Monday. All right, so I'm going to share the problem with you. Please don't make a copy of this. This is an actual problem from the AP classroom. I shared it with you in the packet, so if you've got the packet, you've already got a copy anyway. I'm sharing it with you right now. And it looks like this. It says AP E&M practice problem 1, and it has this diagram there. And so I would kind of like you to have a split screen. And I would like you to go ahead and time yourself. So let's start the timer. Let's see, let's start the timer now. 25 minutes. Go ahead and get started.
Mr. Lundfesti, is it okay if I do it on a separate computer? Because like I have my other computer set up here and can type easier on that.
Whatever, yeah, whatever you think you're gonna do on Monday. Yep.
All
right. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and also, if you want, I'm gonna put you in breakout rooms. That way, if you'd like to go there, you can. That way, people won't disturb you. Sometimes that might kind of get annoying too, if you're thinking people might be looking at you or something. Ben, what we're doing right now is we're just doing a practice problem. I've shared with you. It's an AP. It's an AP problem, practice problem in Google. I recommend, kind of getting a piece of paper or a Google document. If you're doing a picture taking, then you'll have a piece of paper that you're going to take a picture of, or maybe open up Google document and go ahead and start working on it.
Sounds good.
Jack, I hope you heard that too. We're doing a practice problem I shared with you on Google Docs. It's AP Physics Problem 1. It's in the packet you might have picked up too. And we have, I'm going to stop everybody when they get to around 138 or so.
Okay.
You have 5 minutes of time remaining. If you're doing the photo method, probably should start uploading it by now. You have 2 minutes remaining. You have 30 seconds remaining. Remember, if you don't upload, you don't get any points.
Wait, Mr. Lunfesti, do you need us to upload it somewhere?
No, I'm just saying that remember that program I showed you the other day,
Yeah.
the practice one?
Yeah.
So imagine you're typing and you would be uploading it, and so you'd have to copy and paste it in there, or if you took a picture, you have to upload it.
Okay.
So if you don't have it uploaded, you didn't copy paste and then hit submit twice, nothing was put in.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and share with you the scoring guidelines. Again, please don't make copies of this. If you have the packet like I asked you to get, it's in there. It's also in AP Classroom. It's called Scoring Guidelines for Long Question 1. I just shared it with you. So why don't you take a moment and kind of look it over. Kind of compare your answer to it and see how many points and stuff, kind of see what it's like. Yeah.
For part C, why can't you say that it's correct because it's a linear relationship? Because if you do Gauss's law, it should be linear, and the equation has that. Why isn't that part of the correct criteria?
Let me pull up the question again because I forget. Okay, C, it says, okay, a student wishes to model the suggest, okay. Consider state one feature that is correct. Okay, so this is, you got to be careful. This is a potential versus distance curve. So if we're talking about the electric field, so it would be increasing. So let's see. Okay, so one thing is for sure is correct, that if the potential is 0 at 5 meters, the slope there of that is also 0. So that's one thing for sure that's correct about that graph. That if you plug in B equals 5, you're going to get an E field that's 0. So that's for sure. How many things you're supposed to say are correct? Just one?
Just one. I said that it's correct because E and R are linearly related, which is true because you Gauss's law for the sphere.
Okay, let's see. Well, you know, now I don't know. Wait a second. Let me look at the scoring guidelines again. Student, look at the wrong part. C. Student response correctly includes 2 of the following criteria. Identifies a correct feature such as, okay, is positive, provides a justification. Well,
In
I
part D,
agree.
it says it's nonlinear. It says it's one of the things you could list as being incorrect.
Incorrect. Oh, here's why, Aiden. Sorry. Yeah, that's not linear because evidently, if you're looking at the potential, this is some kind of strange charge configuration. So it's kind of like at the center, there's some positive charge, but evidently if you start going outward, it's got negative charge. And if you're looking at the curve here, it almost looks like an upside down parabola for part of it, and then it's a right side up parabola. So if you're looking at the electric field, maybe in one part of it, it's linear, maybe from 0 to maybe 2, it's linear. I don't know, but then it does some kind of weird thing where I'm not sure exactly what it would do there. I don't think that would be linear though.
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. It's some kind of strange charge distribution. I don't know that in part D, I would have said it's not linear. I don't think that's the first thing would pop to my head. I think what I'm looking at is I'm looking at where the slope of the potential graph would be 0. And so for instance, to me, the electric field would have to be, according to the potential graph, would have to be 0 at the origin. But if you plug in 0 for B, you're not going to get an electric field that's 0. You're going to get I think you actually get a negative value. So that doesn't make sense with the equation. Let me share also with you my sample response. And again, I didn't have time to look to see if mine's right or not. So feel free to pick it apart. This is called, and again, this is also in the packet. This is called sample answer long question 1. And I don't remember what I said. C, one feature is correct. I said at 5, the electric field would be 0. So I did say that, okay. But I don't know if I mentioned 2 things. I think it says, doesn't it say you have to have 2 points of that? If you look at the scoring guideline, it says, student accurately includes 2 of the following criteria. Identifies a correct feature. Okay, I did that. And that E is positive for R's less than 5. I don't know if I did that.
The question just says to state 1 feature for each.
Yeah, so it looks like I'm right, but if you look at the scoring guideline, it says that I had to mention 2 things, and I don't know that I did that. I just simply said, I had just mentioned that one thing, like you said there, Matthew. I wouldn't even thought to necessarily have to say something else about how the electric field was positive from 0 to 5. Like I said, I didn't grade myself. I just simply made a sample answer of what I think somebody might put down as an answer. In fact, the reason I wanted to talk about this is a little bit is because if you're like, there might be some people in this class, I could see that, where you're like, you know what, I could not write that out. I'm not going to be good at that. I could draw Gaussian surfaces, I could draw pictures, I could draw E-field graphs and stuff. I'm going to recommend that for those people, although this should be the thing you should do, I'm more confident that you'll get a good score if you got it within your capability, that you could do something like this over here, where you've got the, I'm not sharing with you. I probably should share. Hold a second. Sorry. If you've got it within you to actually make a sample answer like that, then I say definitely do that, because I think you're more likely to get a good score. But if you're like, hey, that's not my strength. My strength is actually doing equations and derivations and stuff. Sometimes you'll notice that in this problem, it was really hard to do that. You had to explain stuff. But if you're drawing stuff on paper, maybe you're starting off with an equation, and then you got the solution, then maybe you can translate what you did mathematically into words. I think that's a good way to do it. Or if you really can't do it that way, maybe you take a picture of it. Now, I'm sorry, this doesn't have Gauss's law, but I showed it to my other class, where you take a picture of it like this. I've got a free body diagram and stuff. I will share this with you. They just made this change. Now, I can't stress enough that I recommend the type, copy, paste method. But if that doesn't work for you, I do want to point out this 2.5.2 that you can submit a PDF of your handwritten work. So what I'm saying is you take a picture, you convert it into a PDF, you should practice. If this is what you want to do, you should practice it. And then you could upload that. First of all, it's going to slow you down because you have to do more steps. That's one reason why I don't like it. You better take a good picture so it's nice and clear. If the reader can't read it, it's a 0. They're not even going to spend any time. It's better if you just type it. But the nice thing about it is not only would they be able to read your words, they can see your pictures, they can see your equations. So that is the upside of the PDF method.
How will we do part E on?
Say it again, Aiden, what?
How can we do part E?
I can't, I think you said part E, didn't you? Didn't you say
Yeah,
part?
how can we do part E while typing?
Well, yeah, so if you look at the scoring guidelines, you'll notice in part E, they have these equations, and that's where I'm like, oh my gosh. Now, I didn't do that for part E. I actually put it in words. Now, I did have a little bit of an equation. So if you're like, I need to have an equation where, you know, you're doing Gauss's law, notice how I wrote it out. That's going to be acceptable. I'm positive, okay? And you don't even have to do the R squared like I have there. If you just want to go R caret 2, that would be fine too. You can define your own variables. Let's say you wanted to do theta and you're like, I don't have time to get theta. You can make any letter up you want, like A equals theta. Or you can even say the word theta, okay? But Aiden, the whole reason why I'm mentioning this picture method is that if you're of the mindset that, yeah, I would have done kind of showing equations like this, then I would suggest maybe you want to have some paper. You should have paper handy anyway. That way you can kind of do scrap work and you can kind of make sense of it. But if you're like, I have no idea how to put that in words, but I can do it in a picture, and take a picture of it, turn it into a PDF, or of course rotate it, and then turn it into a PDF, okay? Because that way, not only they see your words, but they'll see your picture too, your equations, okay? You got to write clear. So I'm not sure if Christian's here or not, but I'm going to pick on you, Christian. Don't do the handwriting, okay? So, and that's true for me. My handwriting is bad too. I think I would go with the type because they are not going to take the time to read my chicken scratches here, okay? Any other questions? Okay, please, whatever work you have, like if you do it on Google on Monday, if you do it on Google Documents, if you do a picture or whatever, please save it because they've told us that any students who earn less than a 3, they're going to contact the teacher to get our, what was the word they said? It's like they're going to verify with us, but it's not like I have a whole lot of power, but of course I'm going to argue when I disagree with something. And if I have your pictures or your documents that I can kind of see, not that they'll listen to me, they ignore me all the time anyway, but at least I could be in your corner advocating a little bit, okay? So save that stuff. Any questions for me? Well, that's the last time I see you. It's kind of scary, right? Don't forget Saturday. You should get your AP ID in the email. In fact, maybe you got it already. I don't know. They don't communicate. And then on Monday, your test is at 1:30. You have to get there at 1:30. It starts at 2. So that's it. I don't have anything more then. Good luck. Keep on practicing. See ya.
See you, Mr. Lenfesti.
Bye.
Oh, he's gone. Thank you, Mr. Lunfesti.
See ya. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Hey, Riley, Riley took off.
I can text him quick. What do you
Actually,
need from him?
Jacob,
I can get him back.
do you know Jacob Glogas that well?
Yeah,
I think he was going to take the AP E&M exam, and I just all of a sudden, it just hit me all of a sudden that maybe he had questions or something. So I'm hoping that maybe Riley's kind of talking to Jacob Glowgas.
I don't know how close they are. I can text Riley quick and tell him.
Okay. That's no big deal. All right. All right. So thanks. I appreciate it. See ya. Bye.
See ya. Have a good one.
You too.